Imagine meeting a man who makes the process of dating and a relationship easier for you and doesn't leave you guessing and wondering where you stand. All you need to do is yield to the experience of feeling cherished, appreciated, or desired. He's eager to get to know you, your family, your background, and what makes you tick and what makes you frustrated. Your idiosyncrasies, those things you may be afraid to show to the world, are the exact things he adores about you. Oh, and that's possible. I take it back actually. It's not only possible, but completely probable if you know what you want and how to get it. But there is one caveat. Most anxious love seekers self-sabotage their chances of having a happy relationship. We can talk about why they do that and possibly write a book, but simply put, we use various strategies to keep ourselves from being hurt. We develop these strategies as a consequence of emotional trauma. These strategies help us survive the difficult environment. Thus, when there is a chance of romance developing, our attachment trauma automations start firing. What does it look like? These are some of the examples of self-sabotaging in relationships. Ready? Being instantly repelled by people who are ready to get to know you and potentially love you. Neglecting personal interests and friends as soon as you start seeing somebody. Fixating on someone even when you don't know them yet. Then many of us do this passively and aggressively, hinting on your needs, wants, and desires instead of openly and assertively expressing them. Threatening to leave when things don't work out in the ways you want them to work out. The problem is that most anxious love seekers don't understand that they are guided by their trauma automations, which cause them to self-sabotage in relationships. How to prevent this is what I teach women utilizing my self-sabotage liberation guide, the first step of my Secure Love Creator program. I help them understand where their limiting beliefs about self and love come from without negative self-judgment. When women finish this first step, they're able to pause trauma automations and avoid reacting in triggering situations. I'll tell you what you need to do in order to stop self-sabotage, but first, let me introduce myself. I'm Dalila Jusek-Laberge, and I help high-achieving women transition from anxious love seekers to secure, empowered love creators so they can enjoy dating quality men that are ready for commitment. If you're tired of emotionally detached men who keep you waiting and wondering, follow me, like and subscribe, and if you want to receive more posts like this, share this with your friends. Let's empower women to create secure love. You can also join my Secure Love Creator Club. The link is in the bio or down below. Back to our topic. What do you need to do to stop self-sabotaging in your relationships? First, you need to identify self-sabotaging trauma beliefs and triggers, and there will be many when you just start dating. What are some of those? For instance, I'm not worthy of love. All men are the same. Finding love is like winning a lottery only for the lucky ones. I'm not that lucky. I need to work hard for everything in my life. You see, these can be various and they affect our love life in different ways. Now, let's see how you identify this so you don't let them keep sabotaging your love life. When something triggering happens, you will feel a rush of various emotions such as anger, fear, a sense of worthlessness, and so on. You need to pause and ask yourself if this triggering event is so strong that it's causing you all these emotions, or is there some old pain being triggered here? When you do more exploration, most likely you will realize that your reaction to the current event is much larger than it warrants. Then identify your emotions and explore the past events when you felt like this. You will usually find that these emotions came from old emotional trauma. To identify the trauma beliefs, you can ask yourself, what does this tell me about myself, man, love, relationships, world, and so on? When you identify these beliefs, it will be easier to avoid self-sabotaging in relationships because awareness will help you pause and make informed instead of automated choices on how to react in certain situations. The next thing you need to do is learn how to reparent your younger wounded parts. In other words, you will learn how to manage the triggers and replace your trauma beliefs and automations with positive, accurate beliefs that are more aligned with your goals of finding love and creating a healthy, secure relationship. Doing this will also help you post-trauma mental automations and become more mindful. A big part of this you've already done by identifying your trauma beliefs. The next step is showing yourself compassion and curiosity. Remember these two words. Now imagine you're talking to a young child, your daughter or niece. What would you say? Something like, "You stupid thing, why do you care if he calls you?" Well, no, this is usually how we talk to ourselves. If we talk to a child, we would say something like, "I know it's upsetting that he didn't call you, but him not calling you doesn't mean you are not attractive." This is just a small example of reparenting our younger parts. I will teach more about it in my upcoming coaching program. Let's talk about the third item that you need to stop self-sabotaging your relationships: reframing your old love story. Doing this will help you become aware of your choices and relationship behaviors. You will also be able to see yourself with compassion in the context of your environment. You will understand the reason why you made certain choices. This awareness is essential if you want to learn what you want and what absolutely doesn't work for you. You will gain so much insight. So here is what you need to do. Write your love story as someone who is observing you from the outside. The more open you are, the more insight you will gain. Remember, instead of being judgmental of your choices, show curiosity and compassion. Remember those two words? And you will see how much more clarity and confidence you will have. When you finish writing your love story, you can examine the choices you've made and realize that these choices and underlying beliefs don't serve you anymore. For instance, you realize now that your ex isn't the right man for you, but you also see the reason why you fell for him. Many anxious love seekers fall for someone who is similar to their emotionally unavailable parent. In this instance, you can decide to be aware of your attraction to these kinds of people. You may also decide to take your time in the future and see if they are emotionally unavailable like your parent, or it's only your fear. Most importantly, you know now that you don't want to give your heart just because there is a strong chemistry between you and the guy. So you reframed your love story. Instead of feeling like a victim or the one who is unlucky in love, to someone who knows that she can learn from these past experiences. These are just a few tips that I teach in my Self-Sabotage Liberation Guide. You can use these to start applying small changes that can yield great results. If you want to build powerful attraction with quality men or improve the relationship with your partner, follow me, subscribe, and join my Secure Love Creator Club. The link is in the bio or down below. I would love to hear from you. What do you recommend to stop self-sabotaging your relationships? Let me know down below.